Welcome to the Johnny Fongo Show. I am Johnny Fongo. It is April 6, 2021. A little bit about my show. This show is about sharing my research in the cannabis sector, particularly publicly traded companies. We will look at everything cannabis, THC, CBD, hemp, and everything in between. Now, some of these stories I talk about are going to be companies that are not publicly traded yet, but they're working at it. Okay, I am not a financial advisor. First off, I'm just a regular dude, big fan of the plant, big fan of investing, big fan of trading, and a big fan of research. I hope you enjoyed the information I share here. Any stock or company I talk about is not a recommendation to buy it. Okay, it's more a recommendation to check it out, do a little bit more research on it, see if it fits into your strategy. Okay, with that being said, let's get to it. Okay. First off, I want to reach out to all of our new listeners. We've got some listeners in Italy now, Monaco, Spain, Philippines, Puerto Rico. In addition to all the other countries we're listening in, I want to give you my heartfelt thank you for tuning in and checking us out. I hope you enjoy what we're talking about here. We also have some new listeners in some cities around the world: Berlin, Germany, Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri, Mumbai, India, LaPorte, Texas, Swansea, United Kingdom, Northville, Michigan, Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Thank you all for listening. Appreciate you tuning in. Keep checking us out. We're going to keep pumping out our research that we come up with throughout the week. We try to make this a pretty regular thing, getting this podcast out. Some days are better than others. You know, I do work a regular job as well. So this is just my hobby. I enjoy it. Love stocks. Okay. So welcome everyone. We appreciate y'all being here. We're going to run down some headlines real quick before we get into a few stories today. First off, Body and Mind commences Arkansas cultivation. This comes out at 8:01 on the PR Newswire this morning. Pharmaceutical RX closes up to $21 million in debt financing from AFC Gamma to expand medical marijuana operations in Ohio. It comes out at 8 o'clock a.m. ET, PR Newswire. Philo raises $30 million Series B, adds Aperture. CEO Peter S. Krause to board, 8 a.m. ET, PR Newswire. New coalition launched to end cannabis prohibition, bridge across ideological party lines, 8 a.m. Globe Newswire. Looks like a freer revenue estimates lowered by Stifel ahead of Q3 earnings on weak cannabis consumption trends. Market Watch, 7:57 a.m. on Market Watch. Slang Worldwide announces selected preliminary fourth quarter and full year 2020 financial results and corporate updates. 7:32 a.m. News File. Digital Development Partners engages Milestone Management Services, 7:30 a.m. Access Wire. Iconic Brands announces financial results for period ended January 31st, 2021. California cannabis operations drive 65% increase in revenue from last year. That came out at 7:30 a.m. Globe Newswire. Luxaria Bioscience to begin applied research and development programs planned in 2021. That came out at 7:10 a.m. from our friends at Benzinga. Metapharm Labs achieves export milestone, ships cannabis oil from Australia to Germany. That came out at 7:02 a.m. Globe Newswire. BC Craft Supply closes strategic private placement with Mr. Daniel Petrov. 7:02 a.m. Globe Newswire. Psychedelics Wellness Company, Delic, proven management team with a star-studded board. 7:02 a.m. on the news file. The rise of specialization in cannabis and how to invest. 7:01 a.m. off news file. Flower One provides reminder to debenture holders to complete forms of proxy. 7 a.m. Business Newswire. Heritage Cannabis announces RAD and Premium 5 soon to be available in New Brunswick. 7 a.m. Newswire. Verano Holdings shares approved to trade on OTC markets under the symbol VRNOF. 7 a.m. Newswire. Red, White, and Bloom purchases cultivation pods for Florida, immediately shipping to ready for upcoming deal closing. 7 a.m. Globe Newswire. Hexocorp highlights launch of its bake sale value brand. And a few more here to finish up. Agriflora and other owners agree to sell edibles business for $35 million to Organigram. Rubicon Organics reports fourth quarter 2020 financial results and operational milestones. Oh, let's see. That looks like that's just about it for the last day, for today. So we're going to bring Guy in to talk about our first story. Body and Mind commences Arkansas cultivation. Okay, on the OTC, you can find Body and Mind at BMMJ. On the Canadian Stock Exchange, you can find that at BAMM. All right, take it away, Guy. Let's see what you got for us.
Body and Mind commences Arkansas cultivation. Today, 8:01 a.m. Eastern Time, PR Newswire. Body and Mind Incorporated, CSE, BAMM, OTCQB, BMMJ, the company or BAM, a multi-state operator, is pleased to provide an update on cultivation operations commencing in Arkansas. BAM and Comprehensive Care Group, LLC have commenced cultivation operations in West Memphis, Arkansas near the border with Tennessee. The Body and Mind branded dispensary was the 22nd dispensary to open in the state out of a total of up to 40 licensed dispensaries approved in Arkansas. The cultivation facility was built out in 2020 and has recently received all approvals required to commence cultivation. In 2020, the Body and Mind branded Arkansas dispensary was awarded Best Dispensary in Arkansas by ARC420.com. Arkansas is a limited license medical state with a population of over 3 million, 2019 U.S. Census. The state has currently approved 38 dispensaries, with a total of 32 dispensaries currently open and 6 anticipated to open in 2021. In 2020, a ballot initiative was launched to qualify adult use measures. However, the campaign fell short on signatures stemming from challenges around the COVID-19 pandemic. We have been planning cultivation operations with licensee Comprehensive Care Group since building out the facility in West Memphis last year, and we're looking forward to bringing our years of medical cultivation and operational experience to the Arkansas market, stated Michael Mills, CEO of Body and Mind. The cultivation operations in Arkansas will provide patients with new strains and allow increased margin as the company expands cannabis offerings and enhances our supply chain. The company is also pleased to announce that it has entered into a capital markets advisory agreement with Sophic Capital Incorporated, a comprehensive capital markets advisory firm focused on growth companies. The agreement with Sophic is effective for a 12-month term, and Sophic is entitled to receive 250,000 stock options and a monthly fee of $8,000. The stock options vest in 4 equal installments over a period of 12 months, and have an exercise price of 0.65 Canadian dollars per share for a period of 3 years from the date of grant. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Guy. That's a great story. I like to see stuff getting started down there in Arkansas. They just recently went legal. Next up, we are going to look at a story about new coalition launched to end cannabis prohibition, bridge across ideological and party lines. Okay, we're going to bring Natasha in to talk about this one.
Thank you. New coalition launched to end cannabis prohibition, bridge across ideological party lines. Today, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, Globe Newswire. Today, the Cannabis Freedom Alliance, CFA, launched to end the prohibition, criminalization, and overregulation of cannabis in the United States. The CFA aims to do so in a manner consistent with helping all Americans achieve their full potential and limiting the number of barriers that inhibit innovation and entrepreneurship in a free and open market. Steering membership includes prominent national advocacy organizations Americans for Prosperity, AFP, Mission Green, the Weldon Project, the Reason Foundation, and the Global Alliance for Cannabis Commerce, GACC. Weldon Anglos of Mission Green, the Weldon Project, and Randall John Meyer of GACC serve as co-coordinators for the coalition. Weldon Angelo stated, "Ending cannabis prohibition and incarceration is a moral imperative. For too long, cruel laws punishing non-violent cannabis offenses have destroyed the lives of individuals throughout this country, myself included. It is high time that Congress and the President right this wrong and allow those harmed by cannabis prohibition the chance to participate in the cannabis industry like the millionaires and billionaires doing so now. But we can't do this alone. We need both sides to come together on this, which is why we launched this coalition." The CFA is aimed at accomplishing 4 core values through federal legislative reform. For too long, the criminalization of cannabis has hurt Americans, from individuals' unnecessary involvement with the justice system to the damage dealt to communities by the expensive and failed war on drugs, said Brent W. Gardner, Chief Government Affairs Officer for Americans for Prosperity. Americans for Prosperity is excited to work alongside our partners to bring cannabis businesses into the light, replacing black and gray markets with a free and fair legal framework that improves public safety and emphasizes entrepreneurship and equal opportunity. In this context, cannabis commerce will become a way for Americans to lift themselves up, rather than a barrier holding them back. Reason Foundation Vice President of Policy Dr. Adrian Moore noted, "We are excited to work together on the twin goals of ending the failed prohibition of cannabis, with all the costs to lives, liberty and the economy that come with it, and ensuring that cannabis black markets are replaced with free, fair and competitive legal cannabis markets." GACC Board Chairman Rezwan Khan added, "GACC is excited to join together to help bring about the end of cannabis prohibition. We look forward to ensuring a vibrant and competitive legal cannabis industry that restores the harms of those adversely impacted by prohibition." Back to you.
Thank you, Natasha. That was great story. Another one here that we featured about, these alliances, these organizations, these coalitions is another good word for it, that are coming together and just trying to really, beat some sense into these politicians. Let's get this done. This is ridiculous. We call ourselves a civilized nation. Come on. Putting people in jail for a plant. Get over it. Let's do something different here. All right. I'm off my soapbox. Lexera Bioscience to begin applied research and development programs planned in 2021. We're going to bring Clara in to talk about this one real quick. Clara, take it away, please.
Thanks. Let's look deeper into this story. Lexera Bioscience to begin applied research and development programs planned in 2021. Today 7:10 a.m. ET, Benzinga. Lexera Bioscience Corp., NASDAQ, Lex, NASDAQ, Lex, CSE, LXX, the company, or Lexera, a global innovator in drug delivery platforms, will begin important new applied research and development, R&D, study programs planned in 2021. Lexera's new study programs will target for drug markets, including NSAIDs, nicotine replacement therapies, tetrahydrocannabinol, and erectile dysfunction. Each of the studies will evaluate the rate of absorption and speed, pharmacokinetics or PK, assessments, with which various new enhanced dihydroTECH-TM experimental formulations, dihydroTECH 2.0, deliver the drugs being studied into the bloodstream and, in some cases, the brain, after oral dosing. Evidencing improvements in delivery efficiencies or reductions in time required to deliver drugs into bloodstream and brain is intended to support further study and commercial exploitation through prospective pharmaceutical industry strategic partnering. Our 2021 study program, already the largest in our company's history, is growing, commented Chris Bunka, CEO of Lexera. All of our studies are designed to generate must-have data, allowing us to have more meaningful business discussions with various industry leaders, and as such, can shorten the time required for positive commercial developments. Back to you.
Thank you, Clara. Lexera, I've known about them for several years. They've been in the industry, coming along, always doing something with this the very sciencey side of things, which is great. Love to see that. Next up, we're going to look at MediPharm Labs achieves export milestone, ships cannabis oil from Australia to Germany. I love global stories like this. Always love to feature those. As you've heard me say before, global cannabis is a global thing all around the world. If you don't believe that, listen to my interview with my friend Victor Oak down in Brazil. All they have is brickweed. Okay? That's not good. So Brazil needs to get their head out of there, you know what, and get up with the times, and the whole world does. Okay, here I am back on my soapbox again. Sorry, folks. MediPharm Labs achieves export milestone, ships cannabis oil from Australia to Germany. We're going to bring Clara back in for this one.
Thanks. MediPharm Labs achieves export milestone, ships cannabis oil from Australia to Germany. Today 7:02 a.m. ET, Globe News Wire. MediPharm Labs Corp., TSX, Labs, X, Medif, FSE, MLZ, MediPharm Labs, a global leader in specialized, research-driven pharmaceutical quality cannabis extraction, distillation and derivative products, today announced it has exported its first shipment of cannabis oil products, approved by the Australian TGA, to Germany. As a result, patients in Germany are now able to access GMP-certified quality medical cannabis through MediPharm Labs' German distribution partners. Only companies that have received Good Manufacturing Practices, GMP, certification are permitted to export cannabis products into the German market. Only a handful of companies have been successful in their attempts to export cannabis oils into the country. This achievement by MediPharm Labs demonstrates Australia's pharmaceutical excellence and positions Australia as a global leader in the production of cannabis medicines. As this first shipment and first sales to Germany mark MediPharm Labs' entry into the international pharmaceutical industry within a major European market, we are excited by the opportunities that lie ahead as we employ all of our value-added capabilities, said Warren Everett, CEO, MediPharm Labs Australia. MediPharm Labs expects white-label product shipments to its German customers to continue throughout 2021 and beyond. Upon full launch, MediPharm will work on innovating their offering for the German market and expand supply to other European countries where regulations allow. Keith Strachan, President and Interim Chief Executive Officer, commented, "I am proud of MediPharm Australia's progress in licensing and operationalizing this unique GMP platform. This site Australian hub allows us to strengthen our focus of diversified revenue with multiple products in multiple jurisdictions." The growing German market. Cannabis has been permitted for therapeutic use in Germany since 2017, and may be prescribed by a doctor in the event of serious illnesses. With over 83 million inhabitants benefiting from broad access to healthcare services, Germany currently represents an estimated 75% of the current EU medical cannabis market. In 2020, more than 320,000 cannabis prescriptions approved in Germany, based on average from January-September extrapolated to 12 months. The Medical Cannabis Network reports the medical cannabis market in Germany is currently valued at between €150 million and €175 million, despite only around 10% of the 20,000 pharmacies in Germany selling medical cannabis products today. With greater awareness and education, the Medical Cannabis Network estimates that Germany's dominance in the European cannabis market could expand to €1.5 billion by 2025. Back to you.
Okay, great. That's another global story. MediPharm Labs. Something to keep an eye on. Never had them. Going to look a little bit closer at them because I like what they're doing. All right, last story here is going to be about Red, White, and Bloom purchases cultivation pods for Florida, immediately shipping to ready for upcoming deal closing. Okay. Red, White, and Bloom. On the CSE, they are RWB. On the OTC, they are RWBYF. I love the cultivation pods. Love those things. Wish I had a backyard full of them. All right, we're going to bring Mia in to finish up this last story for us. Take it away, Mia.
Thanks. Red, White and Bloom purchases cultivation pods for Florida, immediately shipping to ready for upcoming deal closing. Today 7 a.m. Eastern Time, Globe Newswire. 30 turnkey grow pods will allow for over 14,000 feet of immediate canopy for cultivation of premium cannabis. Red, White and Bloom Brands Incorporated, a CSE, RWB OTC, RWBYF RWB, or the company, announced today plans to increase cultivation capacity upon closing of the previously announced definitive agreement to enter the Florida cannabis market. RWB has secured 30 double-wide fully enclosed cultivation pods that collectively provide approximately 19,000 square feet of operating space, with 14,400 square feet of canopy. Each unit is specifically designed and outfitted for premium cannabis cultivation. These units, once online, shall be able to produce in excess of 7,000 pounds of flower annually, as well as thousands of pounds of trim with an estimated value in excess of $40 million annually. The company will be taking delivery of the units in Florida for deployment at the Sanderson property, which forms part of the Florida acquisition agreement and includes the sale of the property in Sanderson, with over 15 acres of land and a 113,546 SF facility for cultivation and processing. The pods will allow the company to immediately operationalize additional cultivation capacity, as it drives to expedite the opening of additional medical marijuana dispensary locations and implements home delivery shortly after closing of the transaction. It is anticipated, as per the company's previous press releases, that subject to regulatory approval, this transaction will close in Q2 2021. Self-contained, technically advanced cultivation pods provide a unique opportunity for RWB to produce ultra-premium product for the Florida marketplace that is significantly differentiated to what is commonplace in the market today. The majority of Florida's medical cannabis market is supplied with mass-produced flower with common strains. RWB looks to satiate the state's demand for a more premium product utilizing a craft-grown discipline for cannabis flower and leveraging both the Platinum Vape and exclusively licensed High Times, ARB brands. That's all we have for you today.
All right, thank you, Mia. Great story there. Red, White, and Bloom. We'll see where that takes them. The Platinum Vapes, that's interesting to know that they are part of that company. I have seen those. I have never had one, but I have seen them. They look very nice. All right, we are finished up for today. We do have a few quick headlines to run through that have came through this morning. First off, Sol Global announces investment in cannabis data and compliance solutions. Company Philo, 8:57 a.m. Business Wire. Califari and Meridia Capital Holdings announced partnership to create branded cannabis platform through NFT issuance. 8:47 a.m. PR Newswire. Leading cannabis platform provider Trees expands leadership team with chief revenue officer. 8:44 a.m. PR Newswire. Mind Meld Learning releases state-approved initiative RBS film to meet mandatory training needs of alcohol service workers. Okay, not quite sure what that has to do with cannabis, but you can check that story out as well. CO2 Grow Incorporated announces its first commercial feasibility in Israel with marketing partner Green Mist Limited at PharmaCann Global Limited. 8:31 a.m. Access Newswire. 2 C-level executives to join NR Gene to fortify its leadership team. 8:30 a.m. Business Wire. Akerna shares move higher. Company says closes acquisition of Viridian Sciences. 8:27 a.m. from Benzinga. And that catches you up for this morning so far. Once again, I want to thank everyone for listening. I really appreciate it. We're getting quite a broad reach out there around the globe, and that's just blows me away and humbles me. I do want to say that we do have a social media platform out there with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Please feel free to check us out, drop us a line, let us know how we're doing. It's been a pleasure doing this for you, just sharing my information, my research that I come across on a daily basis anyway from trading in this sector, and just being interested in the cannabis industry on a whole to see where it's going to go, because I know where it's been. I've been there. 40-year veteran of the plant. I've been a fan of the plant for 40 years now, and probably going to be a fan for way more than 40 more. I'll be guaranteeing that. So, you've been listening to the Johnny Fongo Show. I'm Johnny Fongo. I want you to have a profitable day.